Hello, YouTube. I am Prepper Princess, the author of Living on Almost Nothing. Link in description box. Okay, I want to talk to you guys. I made a video, I think it was last month, about... I think there's going to be an economic depression starting in 2025. Yes, I have a very, very bad feeling about what is going on with us politically, internationally, with all the wars and just bad policies and politics and stuff like that. Now, I don't think that it matters who wins the election. I think it's going to happen anyway. It doesn't matter, in my opinion, who wins. I just think everybody can feel it. There is something in the air, ominous, scary, feels evil, feels bad. Something feels wrong. That's how it feels. And I know that I'm not the only person who feels this way. There's no way that that's possible. I know a lot of my viewers feel the same way. And in this last video, I was saying, like, okay, here's some of the things that I'm doing. Because I always like to have a resolution, like something that'll help. But if this is truly coming and it's as bad as the Great Depression, if not worse, we need to mentally prepare ourselves, like big time. It's not just about doing certain things around your house and being debt free, because there is, the history that we learn about the Great Depression really is the PG version. People literally starved to death during the Great Depression. People committed the S word a lot of times. Families broke apart, tons of different stuff. Emotions were running high, and it happened for 9-10 years. With this, what I believe is coming, and again, I'm not a prophet. I'm not a fortune teller. I have no divine gift of foresight, anything like that. But I really do think it's coming. And I keep going over in my mind what could happen. And I'm going to give you a PG version of some of the stuff that could happen. I'm not talking about riots and civil unrest in this video, because we already know that that's going to happen. We know that most of our grocery stores are probably going to be looted and burned to the ground, along with our pharmacies, apothecaries, that sort of thing. And it's more than likely that international trade could very well stop. There could be a huge supply chain issue. You order something on Amazon, it's going to take a year and a half to get here. But here is my PG version. I had to write it down so that I don't bounce all over the place with my ideas. Okay, so it begins. The stock market has completely crashed. Your $40,000 a year of dividends is now only 5% of what it used to be. Your income is now $2,000 per year. You've lost your job. All social services are gone. There is no more Section 8, welfare, food stamps, WIC, EBT, all gone. No more disability checks, nothing. Nothing from the government, because they can't afford it. And they're just trying to stay afloat, keep their heads above water. All social services are gone. Any discounted things from corporations, your gas and electric bill discounts, gone. Discounted medical insurance, gone. It's all gone. Anything that allows you to do that sort of thing is gone. Completely gone. You have nothing. You have some money in the bank, and you now make $2,000 per year off of your dividends, because your stock market has gone down 90%, and anyone that was paying dividends have cut them in half. Boom. So there's not much left. At first, you're going to see yourself and your neighbors, your friends and family getting rid of non-essentials. Things like subscriptions and memberships. They're going to stop eating out. But you still have your 6 months of living expenses in the bank, so you can hold out until you find another job, and that job never comes. That's step one. You're going to start seeing people disconnecting non-essentials, because we as people don't really believe what's going on, or we think it's going to immediately turn around and get better, or we can control this. Like, I can control what's going on, and I still have my 6 months of living expenses, blah, blah, blah. Like, we have this facade of thinking that we can control things. Next step is getting rid of things that don't change your life, but you don't see them, but you use them. Things like home insurance, if you have a mortgage, or not. I mean, some people have home insurance without a mortgage. Your medical insurance, your dental visits. So those are things that you don't readily see on a daily basis, but they're things that are automatically taken out of deducted from your bank account or whatnot. You're getting rid of those because you don't have the income to afford them. All credit cards have stopped. No banks are giving out loans. Credit cards are closing accounts left and right because people are not paying them back. They just, boom, gone. So you no longer have access to credit. Then the next step is trying to keep things that you use, like internet and garbage. And the way that you're trying to keep those is by sharing with neighbors. So you're in the middle, you've got a neighbor on each side, and you're like, hey guys, let's get together. You cancel your garbage, you cancel your garbage, and we'll just consolidate it into one big garbage can, and we'll pay, and then each of us will pay a third, and it's all good. Same with internet. Okay, I've got Wi-Fi, and then you can use my Wi-Fi, and we'll cut our bills down into a third. And that goes along great for a month or two until each of your neighbors on each side stops paying their portion of the bill, and you can't keep it up by yourself, so there goes internet and garbage. All services stop. No more internet or garbage pickup. So you are now residing to burning your garbage in the back. First, you start putting it in dumpsters, and then those dumpsters start getting locked. After those things are gone, the last things start coming. So you're starting to get a little bit desperate. You're starting to realize, I can't afford these things. Your car insurance, registration, you start selling your vehicles because you can't afford the gas. Because of the supply chain issues, the international trade, we're not able to get gas from other countries. And, we're not energy independent when it comes to gas because of the type of oil that is extracted from the ground. So there's only 14% of what we used to have. So we used to have 100% gas. Now we only have 14% of that amount of gas left. Natural gas is getting shut off in the house, not because you can't afford it, but because it no longer exists. Gasoline at the gas stations, they're running out constantly all the time. People's electricity is getting turned off, and they will scramble to get that gasoline so they can turn it on their generator, that type of thing. So now next step is no more spending, no more beers at the bar. You can't even afford beer at home. No more sports teams for the kids. Your cable TV's cut off so you don't get to watch your sports. No more brunches with the girls or coffees out. Vacations have completely stopped, gone by the wayside, and you can't even afford weekend getaways either. It's all gone. You can't afford it. Then comes it starts getting more serious. The food and the diets change. There's no more, obviously you stopped eating out long ago, but now there's no more pre-made food, no more sweets, no more treats. So you don't get Pop-Tarts or candy bars. I love Fig Newtons, but can't afford the Fig Newtons. It's a huge treat if you're able to get one tiny piece of a Hershey's bar, and you are eating for survival now. It is potatoes and carrots, maybe some beans. That's it. And it's that every single day. That's because that's all the stores have, and that's all that you can afford. After that, the foreclosures start. People can no longer afford to pay their mortgage. Money is worth half of what it was. A gallon of gas costs $20 due to supply issues and lack of demand. A loaf of bread is $10. Meat is completely unaffordable at $25 per pound at the cheapest. You do everything you can to supplement food without money by going fishing, hunting, foraging, growing a garden. It does not pay for everything, so you now can only eat once every other day. The poorest of the poor can only eat once every 3 days. This is where it starts getting serious, and this is a slow progression, and this is the PG version of what's happening. Grocery stores can no longer afford excess food. You always go into the grocery store, you see these big things of apples and everything, it is much more condensed because they no longer have the extra money to have large quantities of items. They cannot afford the excess food on the shelves, so their inventory dwindles to only the necessities. As such, food banks have far less supply because stores no longer have extra or expired food to contribute. General population cannot afford anything extra, so food pantries still try to help by starting soup kitchens again. They have long lines, and you have a 1 in 4 chance of eating today. You bring your whole family down, and you have a 1 in 4 chance. You are lucky, and you own your house outright. So you have a place to live as long as you can pay your property taxes. That's the same position I'm in. But all of your utilities have shut off due to non-payment, and you have resigned to collecting rainwater and walking to your local creek, river, or lake to gather water. You can no longer flush your toilet because the sewer bill could not be paid, so you have built an outhouse in the backyard out of scrap materials. You have no electricity, no water, no internet. You burn your garbage in the backyard and throw away what can't be burnt in a dumpster that is a mile walk away. You do all of this while trying to keep the mirage of a middle-class lifestyle like you did before. As badly as it hurts you to live like this, what you don't realize is that everyone else is having to live this way too, completely hiding it from everyone else as best they can. This is bad. So this is the general progression of something that I see that could start in late 2024 to early to mid 2025. And I would like to say that there's some sort of resolution. I would like to say that there's some sort of resolution to this. Something, you know, I can't change what's going to happen if it happens. I have been doing a lot of what is called intercessory prayer. It is prayer that the elections go smoothly and we continue on a trajectory as business as usual. I like having Fig Newtons. I like being able to drink coffee with fresh half and half. You know, I don't like powdered milk if I can get fresh half and half. I like being able to drive my dogs in the car down to go to the park and just go for a walk. You know, there may come a time where I can no longer use my car. And then people, you know, people may very well punch out the gas tank in my car to get whatever gas is left. And then once they do that, I can't use my car anyway. And I wouldn't be able to have it fixed because of the supply chain issue. There's no replacement parts for my car. So I can't get my car fixed. And then I can't use it anymore. So I'm stuck with my e-bikes. And I thank goodness that I have solar right now, because it not only gives me the opportunity to have heat and, you know, climate control, but if something really bad were to happen, I would have extension cords going to each of my neighbors to power a television and a refrigerator for each of them. And I would use some of my off-grid generators and let them power their stuff off of that so it doesn't affect my solar, but it puts me in a good position to help people. I have 2 orange trees in the front yard that produce more oranges than I can eat. More oranges than a family of 4 could eat in a winter. I would be able to share my oranges at least with other people. And hopefully they would be able to return the favor with something, you know, a little bit of fruit, a little bit of meat. I have no idea, but I would be able to help people and I wouldn't expect anything in return. But I think that right now we're at a place where we have 5 months. We have about 5 months to prepare. How much cash do you have on hand? Do you have, and I don't want to say bartering items like cigarettes and alcohol. Like if you smoke and drink, it's good to have for yourself, but don't expect other people to think that, like, you know, they're going to want that stuff when they're starving. I would also start looking into alternative employment, not side gigs, because that's a different type of economy. I would start looking at collecting firewood to sell. Mowing lawns for super cheap. You know, lawn care today is like $10. Like, get ready to mow somebody's lawn for like $1 or $2 so that you can just go and buy a piece of fruit. Like, seriously. Look into that stuff. Collecting cans. If you have a redemption value in your state, thank God we have it here, and it's one of the biggest in the nations. Even though people assume that during a collapse there's not going to be any cans or bottles around, yes, they are still going to be around, and you still can redeem those for money. No, you're not going to be rich, but you can make $10 a day, $20 a day. You know, maybe you can afford some of that food if that happens, or you can afford to help somebody else. And taking, you know, we live in a consumer society, and I always tell people about how to live on less. But there may come a point where you have to live on less than you've ever thought possible. I mean, I'm talking no medical insurance, no home insurance, no car insurance, no registration, no car. Can't use electricity. Or if you do use electricity, it's like once a week, you know, because that's all you can afford. I'm talking about if you have a municipality where they charge you like a lot of money for water, you better be ready to start collecting rainwater. And if you don't have rain barrels, you know, Rubbermaid tubs, you know, stuff like that. Like, you start looking at creeks and rivers and stuff like that for collecting water. And people always talk about, oh, deers are going to get hunted into existence. Maybe. I mean, maybe, but there's pigeons and turkeys all over the place too. You know, a whole bunch of stuff. So, don't just think deer and fishing. You know, fishing is really good, and I don't think that anything can be fished out of existence. I mean, maybe you won't get as many bites, but, you know, nobody can eat all the fish, and not everybody has fishing equipment. Not everybody lives near water, etc., etc. And, you know, if you do end up taking on things like chickens or quail or ducks, keep in mind that there is an expense to those. And if you can't afford the feed to feed them, you have to 100% be able to grow it in the garden. Otherwise, they're just going to die of malnutrition, starvation, and stuff like that. Be prepared not to buy new clothes for 5 years, or shoes. Not being able to buy shoes or socks or underwear or clothes for 5 years. Be prepared for that. Be prepared for not being able to make any changes to your home. No painting. You can't paint. If you have a plumbing issue, you know, you better know a friend or family member who knows how to fix it in exchange for like a cake or brownies or something, because you can't afford to pay a plumber. If, you know, you have to have your house in order. Your teeth should be, we have 5 months. Get your teeth cleaned and checked out now. Get a physical exam by your doctor. See how you can improve your diet, etc. Do all that stuff now. Because I truly think in 2025, something is going to, late 2024, early 2025, I feel like something is going to happen. And if it doesn't, I will get on my knees and thank God that nothing happened, that my prayers were answered, because I truly, truly, truly do not want anyone to go through this. I do not want to see this happen, and you should not want to see it happen. Yeah, you can play the tough card. You know, you can want to be everybody's knight in shining armor. But the truth is, it's going to hurt a lot of people. And I don't want to see that type of misery in our country ever. We got enough of that in 1920. We do not need it in the 2020s. All right, folks. If you have the finances now, prepare. Get yourself some sort of off-grid generator. An alternative form of transportation, whether that be a bicycle, an e-bike, roller skates, a skateboard, whatever that is, an alternate form of transportation that does not require gasoline. Stop. If you have anything broken in your house, get it fixed now. Just do it now. All right, folks, I am wishing you all the best of luck. Keep in mind that you have to consider the fact that you may not be able to spend any money. No garbage, no internet, no cell phone, nothing. And find out what the alternatives for that option are. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out. Did my mister get a new toy? Oh. And he's gone. Where's your toy, Nala? Where's your toy? Where's your toy? Where's the toy? Where is it? Where's the, oh, get that toy. It's gonna be my toy. Give me that toy. Arr, arr, arr. Go get it. Oh, arr. What? Arr, arr. You got a toy. What? Arr, arr, arr. Oh, go get it.